You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here. I've probably worked with over 1,000 phobics. A lot of them were animal phobics like spiders and insects and dogs, but also a lot of people with fear of flying, fear of public speaking, lots of different fears. This hypnosis session was actually for a client that I'd been working with over a number of years. Originally, they had a fear of being alone. It's called monophobia, where they were very dependent on close family members. And if those family members weren't around, they would get very, very anxious. We'd already resolved that, but they still had certain triggers. Anything that felt confining or trapped or that they couldn't get out would trigger them. And they had some dental treatment that they needed. And they had avoided the dentist, not because they didn't like dentists, but because they didn't like how they felt in the dentist chair or even in the waiting room, knowing that they would be stuck in the chair and wouldn't have a lot of options to get out. This hypnosis session deals with the root cause, and it isn't the classic visual stimulus that triggers the anxiety. For them, it was the association with being trapped and confined that really had their anxiety high, which is why most of this session links to ideas of freedom and choice, and that something that is temporary and manageable is very, very different from something that is long-term and unmanageable. This client had a childhood where they felt trapped a lot of the time. They grew up on an island, quite a toxic family environment where they didn't have a lot of choices. Lots of choices were made for them, and that was creeping into their adulthood. So if you have a fear of dentists or doctors or being in confined spaces, you might connect to the idea of this session. It was created for an individual. There is many different techniques I use with different clients. So if you have a fear of dentists and the root cause of it is because you feel trapped, you might get some value from this session, but it was incredibly calibrated to the individual I was working with and therefore might not fit you like a glove. So if you like the idea of having a bespoke session, either for a fear of dentists or any other fear that is like that, there will be a link in the show notes in the description where you can book a free consultation call, or you can check out my website, which is adamcox.co.uk, and there you can book a free consultation call. You might get some value from this session though, even though it was created for someone else. So find a quiet, comfortable place, the kind of place where you're not going to be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, feel a wonderful feeling of release, as if any tension is melting away and leaving your body in that outward breath. Breathing in relaxation, exhaling tension. That's it. I want you to get a feeling that your body is being given permission to really let go. Let go of any alertness, vigilance. And you know deep down all of these things are there to protect. But what if what they're protecting you from existed in your past and not your present or your future? I want you to get a feeling that what served you well once could now be hindering freedom rather than facilitating it. So as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of relaxation, trust your unconscious mind to let go of any of those coping strategies that are like out-of-date apps on a phone, useful at one point, but may not be useful now. And as you breathe in and breathe out, allow your imagination to take you to a place that represents freedom. For many people, freedom is the opposite of confinement. So maybe you could imagine a big wide open space, nice weather, somewhere that you would feel calm, comfortable, and relaxed. And when your imagination has taken you to a place like that, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And become aware of that place, the environment, the temperature, perhaps sunshine, gentle breeze. Just connect with that feeling of feeling safe and free. That's it. And there in that place, become more aware of your breathing, the frequency, the rhythm. And just get a sense that the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. There in that wide open landscape. No walls, no ceiling. Just open space stretching in every direction. And there in that place, you could walk forward. You could turn around. And you could leave at any time. And I want you to connect with that sense of space, that sense of option. And that feeling of space and option and choice is not something you have to imagine creating. It's something that has always been there. And I want you to feel that as a child, not every choice is yours to make. But now as an adult, you always have choices. And even when something is uncomfortable, you are still choosing to stay, choosing to leave. Sometimes discomfort is evidence of a change of growth. But there was a time in your life when your choices felt limited because they were limited, when environments felt restrictive, when emotions were intense, a time when shame and surveillance and conflict or powerlessness taught your nervous system how to respond. And that nervous system did something magnificent and intelligent. It learned to scan for danger. It learned to react quickly. It did what it could to protect you. And that response was not weakness. That response was survival. But what if those survival responses have an expiry date? What if they're time-stamped? And what if they belong to the age around when they were formed? You don't wear the same clothes now as you did when you were 9 years old. Certain tastes and preferences have changed naturally. So why would it make sense to keep those survival responses when you're a different age, in a different place, with more wisdom and skills than you've ever had before? And remind yourself, you are not that age anymore. And you're not on that island. And you're not in that place. Home is different now. You're not powerless. You are an adult, and you choose where you live. And you choose who is around you. And you choose when to sit down and when to stand up. You are you, and you are not your past. Even if an old emotion occasionally echoes through your body, an echo is not the present. It's just something traveling from something long, finished and forgotten. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to retrain your nervous system. I want you to imagine in that wide open space there's a dentist chair. Not in a dentist, not in a building, just out there in a wide open space. No dentist around, just the chair. And I want you to imagine sitting in that chair, surrounded by wide open spaces and fresh air. And then imagine there is that light. You know, the one that can move, pointing in the direction of your mouth, but still connect with that feeling of choice, freedom, and relaxation. And maybe you could even imagine a smell. Every dentist has a smell. It's the cleaning products they use to ensure good hygiene. So imagine that chair, the light, the smells and any sounds, but out in nature. Become aware of your breathing and the position of your body. And as you imagine that, connect with all of the choices you have. You choose the rhythm of your breathing. You choose any movement of your hands or feet. You remind yourself that you chose to sit in that chair. And you can choose to leave at any point that you want. Because feeling that you have a choice means knowing that you are free. And I want you to imagine an ethical, responsible, credible dentist is now there nearby. And imagine you've told them that if you ever move your finger in a particular way, like raising it, it means stop. That even if you can't say the words, you can communicate the words. And I want you to imagine just something very routine, where a dentist is inspecting the teeth with one of those small, tiny mirrors on the end of a long metal rod. And I want you to remind yourself that you are choosing to allow this. You are giving them permission to look around your mouth and your teeth. And at any point you could say stop, at any point you could leave. There is no physical restraint, no captivity. You are choosing to be in that chair, and you are consenting to allow the dentist to explore and investigate your teeth. So imagine that professional performing maintenance on a body that you are choosing to protect. In nature, animals quite often can't do everything themselves. I want you to imagine an elegant, graceful puma there in nature, resting. But if they had a wound on the back of their neck or their back, a place they couldn't reach, they would allow another puma from the pack, the pride, to tend to that wound on their behalf. And that's exactly what you're doing when you allow a dentist or a doctor to assist. You're giving permission for them to help you do something it's not possible for you to do all by yourself. Discomfort is not danger, and something temporary is not torture, and maintenance is not invasion. I want you to feel that you are choosing to take pride in your body being as healthy as it could be. Every part of your body, including your mouth. And notice something, that when the meaning changes, your body's reaction also changes. Your nervous system reacts to evaluation, not reality. When you used to evaluate that you were trapped, your body acted like it. But when you evaluate that you have chosen, your body also responds. Notice how different it feels to go from powerless to consented, to go from suffering to a temporary voluntary procedure, to go from being trapped to a willing participant. Imagine the treatment has finished. You leave the chair. But imagine you're out there in this huge open space. And I want you to notice ropes attached to different parts of your body. Your ankles, your arms. You can see all this wide open space, but you don't get to experience all of it yet. Because these ropes are not real ropes. These are ropes of past associations, like emotional chains, not real ones. The ones that used to protect, perhaps are now confining you. And what if each rope represents a limitation in your present caused by something in your past? What if every time you avoided something, you are consenting to keep those ropes confining you? But what if you choose a different present and a different future based on current circumstances, not the past? And I want you to see that one rope is looking weak now. And this is a rope that represented fears of confinement or being trapped linked to dentist. It's already weakened. And now imagine you can either cut the rope, you can loosen the rope. I want you to imagine detaching yourself from that rope, just as you did with other ropes of your past. Notice how much freer you are now than you were just a few years ago. Because ropes that existed back then no longer are confining you now. The changes that you're already making mean that your future will have less ropes, not more. A future of more freedom. And what is freedom if it is not choices? And every time you choose to do what you want to do because it's something beneficial, useful, or helpful for you, starts to wear away at those old ropes. Each time you choose something uncomfortable, but you choose it voluntarily, and each time you walk into a dentist's by decision, not obligation, and each time you sit down knowing that you can leave, the ropes get thinner. Not through force, but through choice. The choice wears down the ropes. And these ropes only exist when there is no option, and you have options. Think of how many choices there are related to a dentist. Which dentist, when you go, what you say beforehand, how you breathe, what you focus on, all are choices. And whether you think of these as ropes or chains, you're not breaking chains by fighting. You're dissolving them by updating reality. The dentist chair is not the island. The clinic is not your childhood. And the present is not the past. And every empowered dental visit becomes evidence. Evidence that you are free. Evidence that you are no longer governed by outdated survival coding. What worked for your past may be tying you down in the present, and you can choose to change that too, because you have evidence that your nervous system can update. You are living proof of that. So from now on, whenever you sit in a chair like that, you will remember that your hand is free. You can signal to stop at any time. But most of all, you are choosing to be there. And if your body ever begins to activate, at any point in time, you can just take 2 slow outward breaths. And those 2 long exhalations tells your nervous system that this is just uncomfortable and not dangerous. And your body listens. Because your body trusts your adult mind now, not your childhood coping strategies. Because you are no longer someone who is triggered into old environments. You are someone who walks into necessary experiences with awareness. You don't avoid maintenance. You don't flee from temporary discomfort. You choose long-term health, and in doing so, you reinforce a new identity. An autonomous adult, not a trapped child, and certainly not a powerless teenager. You are an adult who chooses And choice is the opposite of captivity. So let's imagine booking your next dentist appointment. Maybe it's a phone call, an email, or scheduling something on an app. But notice how you breathe steady. No panic, just pragmatism. And then imagine arriving for that appointment. You walk in. Perhaps there's a reception desk. You sit down, you remember, I chose this. Imagine walking into the dental room. You raise your hand briefly just to feel that it moves freely. Position yourself in the chair. Communicate with the dentist. Your boundaries, expectations, a signal if you ever need them to stop. And imagine breathing out twice there in the chair before anything happens. Communicating with your nervous system, you are safe and you are here from choice. And some people, they focus on what the dentist is doing. Other people imagine themselves far away in an imaginary land, just waiting for the procedure to be finished. Time passes, and at the end, you stand up, leave the chair, and you leave. And you feel something wonderful. Pride, empowerment, freedom. The dentist was not about your teeth. It was about freedom. And you choosing to do something and noticing how your body changes frees you of one more chain, one more rope attaching you to your past. And I wonder over the next few weeks and months how many of those chains will break. How many of those ropes will be loosened or ripped apart. You are not your past and don't need to be attached by it. You are not your past, you are the one updating it. And every voluntary empowered action rewires something way deeper than fear. It actually rewires your identity. So take a slow breath in, and as you breathe out, feel that open space around you again, with that feeling of being free, unconfined, and choosing. And as you connect to that feeling of freedom of choice, it's time to return, taking all these wonderful feelings and changes with you. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out. That's it. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes as I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.